sure. Welcome back. You're on a bit of a low angle today because I can't get it to stay up. If you've seen my last video, you'll see just how much my camera was slipping. And I don't know why it suddenly started doing that. So you're lower today because you are on a surface. I am very excited right now because summer is coming to an end. I know they say don't wish away your life, but it's nearly autumn and I'm so excited because that means spooky season and then that means winter afterwards, which means Christmas, and oh my god, I'm getting way too excited. I need to calm down, like we are still in August, sadly. I'm not much of a summer gal, but like, you know, my birthday's in winter, so I mean, it's no surprise that I'm a winter kind of gal. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I thrive in the colder months. I'm sure you've all seen this girl before and her incredible makeup and hairstyles. I, however, cannot create that hairstyle. I'm not very good when it comes to hair, so we're gonna forget that part as always. So sorry. But we're gonna try the makeup because I thought it was very fall. It's very autumn. It seems like it's gonna be a very simple look, but at the same time, I love how dramatic it is. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, please. Thank you in advance. Anywho, let's get into it, shall we? First things first, as always, headband. This headband reminds me of Disneyland, and I want to go back. Looks like Mickey Mouse ears, but like, or Minnie Mouse. Well, you know, Mickey could wear it too. I reckon he could pull it off. I'm gonna prime with the same primer I use all the time, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Ooh, I didn't put too much on this time. We're learning. Now, for foundation, I'm going to use a combo I use all the time, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation in the shade 11NN, and this Lancome one in the shade 035. That's the name. We've all seen it before. I'm going to pop some on the back of my hand. I may have put a little too much. Give it a little mix. Oh, little mix. Anyone else still not over their hiatus? Is it a hiatus or is it a break? Up. I'll put this everywhere. And to blend, I'm going to use a brush. Okay, for concealer, we're going to use the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the shades Light Beige and Fair Warm. As always, I'm going to use the shade Light Beige first. Do a little bit in here just to help cover those bags. And now I'm going to use it over any dark spots and scarring that I have. Not as many as I thought. Always a good feeling. Now I'm going to use the lighter one and put it everywhere I wish to highlight. And I blend it out with this, I was going to say a sponge. This is a brush. Now blend it out with a brush. Now we're going to do some cream bronzer. So I'm going in with the Soleil de Tan Chanel. I'm just going to keep it back here. Does the road want to be any louder? Excuse you. Just keeping it back here to like lift the face. Because it is Instagram makeup, so we need to be sculpted. Now for cream blush, we're going to go in with the, can't get it out, the Rare Beauty liquid lipstick. No. The Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Happy. Not going to use too much of this because it's not a very blushed up look. And this is pigmented, so just going to do a dot on each side. A brush like this and blend it out. Oh, it's always a lot, isn't it, when you first blend it? But then it blends so seamlessly and you realise you didn't mess up. See, it's like a nice subtle thing when you go lightly. Oh my god, just as the road calms down, there's a plane. I am jealous of the people on the plane because they're going on their hollybobs and I want to go on my hollybobs. Okay, now we're going to set the face. I'm going to use the RCMA No Colour Powder, a little poofy pad. I'm going to use a sponge to pull down the eye and set right underneath. And now just set the rest of the face normally. Well, the under eyes with this sponge. And then we're going to use a brush to set everywhere else, kind of avoiding the cheek area for now. Now I'm going to contour. Oh, I like to use an eyeshadow. First I'm going to contour my jawline. So take a little brush like this and really sculpt out the jawline. Ow! Where is my brush? Is it even? There it is. I'm gonna use a little brush like this. And I've got to somehow make my nose look tiny. This is gonna be a ride, so buckle up. I've gone very, very extreme with the nose contour. Bear with. I'm gonna just tap over it with my fluffy brush. It's still very intense, but poofy powder. And we're gonna draw down the sides. We are now going to powder bronze, and I'm gonna use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. A little angled fluffy brush. And again, keep it back here. Okay, for highlight, we need to be looking all types of glowy. So I'm gonna go in with this sleek palette. I'm gonna take these two, and we're gonna keep it up here. See how glowy that makes you? Jeez Louise. Take a little bit above the brows, a little bit on the chin. We'll do the center of the face later on. Oh wait, we're just gonna go back in with the brush again on the little orange one and smile a little bit, and then by here, I said smile, but I look like I'm in pain. Just bring it forwards a little bit so that when we are looking forwards, you can still see the shine. And for blush, I'm gonna go into the James Charles palette. I'm gonna go over to these two. I'm gonna mix them, mostly the light pink and a little bit of the dark pink. Keep it just by here with like a really light hand. Basically, whatever I put on my cheeks, I'm putting on my chin and on underneath my nose. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm gonna use the Max Factor Brow Shaper in the shade Deep Brown. Brush them up. And I'm just gonna fill my brows in how I normally fill them in because they don't look too dissimilar in the photo to what my eyebrows normally look like. I'm just gonna do that. I just do a line underneath. That was a bit of a dark line, but whatever. Then I like to make sure the arch is filled and kind of elongate it out a little bit. I like to take the spoolie part and brush up the line underneath. Nothing special. Now I'm just gonna dust away the beak from around my nose. I'm just gonna take the brush that I used for my bronzer and just kind of go over the edges of the nose, just because she's got a very bronzed up nose, and kind of bring it onto the cheek area. Now I'm gonna take a little brush like this and go into the yellow highlighter and go onto the tip of the nose and do a little dot and do a line by here, just in this little bit. Now I'm going to go in with this freckle tint by Lottie London. Looks like it's exploded everywhere. We're going to do some fake freckles, obviously, with the freckle tint. And I'm going to keep them all over this part. Those are quite dark, but we'll see how they look on me. Just kind of bringing it up onto the nose as well, but like not as intensely as we've got it on the cheeks. She's got like a few kind of going up here onto her forehead. We're gonna wait for the cars to go past. Great. I'm gonna go into the James Charles palette and we're gonna take this like sort of like burnt orange colour. Oh, look at me using my adjectives. We're going to pop it. This is basically going all over the lid. It's basically the entire eye, but we're gonna start it on the lid, just pack it on. I would use a flat shader brush, but I feel like it needs to be kind of like blown out. So that's why I'm using a fluffy brush. Kind of taking it into the crease now, just to start the blending. I'm gonna bring it above the crease and we're gonna take it into the front of the brow. Kind of bring it down to the side of the nose there. Gonna kind of take it in like a sort of winged out shape up here, just to lift the eye. I feel like no matter what eye colour you have, this is gonna look really nice because I have a lot of colours in my eye, but they're mostly like greeny hazily kind of colour, and it really brings out the colours. Obviously orange really brings out blue, doesn't it? I feel like no matter what eye colour you have, it's gonna look fab. This brush kind of goes on an angle. I'm gonna use the top part of it. I'm gonna run it under my eyes. Do my dogs want to bark anymore? I'm gonna do the other eye now and I'll be right back. Okay, now that both eyes are orange, I'm gonna go in with another brush. I'm gonna take this yellow shade. I'm gonna run this just up here, kind of blend it out a little bit nicer. Just so it's not like all one shade, you know? Now we're gonna do some liquid liner. Let's hope I don't ruin it. This is the Rimmel London Glam Eyes one. And we're just gonna do a simple half wing. I'll come back and explain once I've done it. These wings are giving very much uneven. Very much, I don't know what I'm doing. But we're gonna move on. I'm gonna take a little angled brush like this. I'm gonna go into a black. And we're just gonna do the inner corner thing that I'm not a fan of, but could do it anyway. Like so. It's just like little triangles on the inside. But I tried to make it so it matches the wing. Now I have this e.l.f. black eyeliner pencil. Could you even see that? No. I'm gonna put this in my waterline. Not in it, on it. Like so. I like to make sure it really like gets right up there against the wing we have on top, just so it creates the seamless look. Now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and just give them a little coat. A little coat. A light coat. Now I'm gonna go back in with the highlight palette and this. I'm gonna take the yellow one, mix a tiny little bit of the orange one. I'm gonna go in here on this inner part here and kind of draw up to the line thing. I'm gonna take just the yellow one and do it underneath, just like that. Okay, next I'm gonna put on some false eyelashes, and I've got these ones from Amazon. I can't remember the name of them. I do apologise, but they're just really fluffy eyelashes. And the glue I'm using is the Real False Lashes Invisible Lash Glue from Benefit. Oh, the glue's gone everywhere, as always. Her lashes are very, very fluffy, so I'm hoping this will do it justice. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look though. I always struggle to put on these lashes. They're very hard to put on. But that could just be me and my skill set, or lack of. I'm struggling, to say the least. Shut up. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. I do not recommend these lashes to anybody. I mean, when they're on, they're fun, but I mean, the process is not worth it, I don't think. Okay, for lips, I've just put some lip balm on, just to help the lip liner situation, but I don't really know how this is gonna go because I don't even know if I can create this lip colour. I've looked everywhere in my collection and I don't think I have a purple like this, but we're gonna have a go. First, gonna line my lips with a dark brown lip liner. This is the one from Primark in the shade Toffee. Gonna really overline. I like to just overline in the centre of my lips and then do my normal line to do the rest. Gonna kind of just fill it in slightly. Now I have this lip liner and it's from Primark as well in the shade, there isn't a shade, but it's like a little purpley pinky sort of colour. I'm gonna use this over the lip liner too. Now I have another Primark product. This is the PS Matte Lip in the shade. I nearly said that it says flammable on the bottom, but that's just because the product is flammable. I was like, oh, it's the shade Flammable, but it's not. It doesn't have a shade name, but it's just like a deep purpley pink as well. I'm gonna hit this all over the lips. Okay, I'm really not a fan of that. I'm gonna go in with this Obsession lip liner, it's just another dark brown, and I'm gonna colour in the edges. I feel like it was going so well until the lashes and the lips happened. Anyway, let's set the face. I'm gonna use this Sunset Theme Coconut Water from Primark. I feel like if I still had my pink hair, it could look fun, but obviously I don't have my pink hair anymore. This is the outcome, the finished look. I mean, it was fun to do, nonetheless, apart from the stress I went through putting on the lashes, but if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. It would mean the world, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!